I think that means that I've been here a while, and so I'm getting accustomed to a couple faces from our county. My name is Marissa Smith. If we have not met before, I am one of the program coordinators here with Healthy SBCSS, and we're very excited to be here this afternoon. Along with me is our program specialist, Karen Delatorre. She will be assisting our county offices, our county representatives here in our office, for any of our schools that would really like to get awarded for the hard work that you're already doing, for the systems that are already put in place, for the strategies that you're already putting in place, so we can make sure that we're providing safe and healthy schools for our students and also for our adults. We're very excited to have Miss Emma Wallen here with us this afternoon from Healthier Generation. She will kind of walk us through the platform. She'll also walk us through being able to apply for this award. And so, Emma, thank you so much for being here with us this afternoon, and I'll pass it over to you.
Thank you. And if you saw, so I did put this slide up here, but I'm going to give everyone more time a little bit later in the presentation. But while I move forward, if you could introduce yourself in the chat box, your name, your school, district, and what your role is, that would be super helpful for myself and also just to kind of get to know who's all in the room together today. So go ahead. We'll kind of skip that create a free account and do that a little bit later, but please introduce yourself and I will continue on. So my name is Emma Wallen. I am a project manager with Alliance for a Healthier Generation, and I'm just really excited to be here today to talk more about America's healthiest schools. But first, just a little bit more about Healthier Generation. Our mission is to promote healthy environments so that young people can achieve lifelong good health, physical, social, emotional health. We know that after a child's home, school is one of the most important places for kids to learn and practice healthy habits. We also believe that the health of the adults that surround our students matters as well. That's why our mission includes supporting healthier teachers, school staff, families, because everyone really plays a role in building that healthy school community. So here's what we're going to be covering today. We're going to start by talking about what is America's Healthiest Schools and why are schools applying? Why should schools apply? You'll hear from some schools that have received recognition in the past, and we'll walk through the 9 different topic areas. So you can start thinking about which ones really align with what our school is doing, what we're working on in health and wellness. After that, we're going to create a free account, navigate the Action Center, review kind of those basics around the application, and then we're going to shift into a pretty good chunk of time to work on your application to really get started to dive in. So you're either going to work on your application or complete something that we call the readiness tool. Really just depends on where you're at right now with your school and kind of understanding this award. And then finally, we're going to close with next steps and support so you know where to go for help, how to continue the application after today. And really, I want to emphasize that this session is designed to be hands-on, interactive. So I encourage you to please ask questions as we go along. If you want to pop them in the chat box, if you want to come off mute, that is totally fine. I want to make sure that everyone leaves here today really understanding, how do I get started? How do I move forward and get my school recognized? So, jumping into what is America's Healthiest Schools? This is a national recognition program that honors schools for advancing whole school health. This is open to any U.S. K-12 public or private school, and it recognizes the real evidence-based practices that schools are already using that support students, staff, and families. So rather than just focusing on one single program, America's Healthiest Schools looks at kind of the broader picture, how health and well-being are supported across the entire school community, the entire school environment. So schools can earn recognition by meeting specific criteria in the topic areas that they choose, which allows each school to tell its own health and wellness story based on what they're already doing. And I believe Karen has a link to post. She'll post the link to our landing page for America's Healthiest Schools in the chat box in case you want to kind of take a deeper look at that. Great. All right, so before we go any further, I do want to, and I'm hoping I didn't think about this before. I hope I have audio on here. But I do want to play a video that's going to show you some schools and districts that have been recognized in the past for America's Healthiest Schools. So really talking about why they wanted to apply, what this recognition means for them. So as you watch, just listen for those different reasons they mention, and you might even hear some things that really reflect your own work and priorities. So let me hope that this plays. Give me a thumbs if you can hear music. Nothing? All right. Well then, let's see. I wonder if there was a share thing. Where's all my tech people? Let me see if I need to reshare with music. Give me a second here. Share sound. Okay, that should work. Through video sharing. Share. Okay, let's try.
Here, and I'm a part of this.
You could hear it then? Okay, now I'm just trying to rewind it.
I am overly excited. I am proud to be able to say that I'm here and I'm a part of this amazing school and that we are America's healthiest schools.
Well, we like awards. We like to win. Who doesn't, right? We'd like to be able to think that we are setting an example for others.
In All-Star School, that's amazing. We love that Griffin has been spotlighted and that everyone else can see what we're doing. We're a small community, but we're really proud of what we do here.
It's great. It is great just to have that feeling after you have done so much hard work and to be recognized for your efforts.
It's nice to have an organization that helps us win that Super Bowl, that championship, for the amazing work we're doing. And it's such a strong advocacy piece to say, hey, we're one of the healthiest schools.
Wow, are you kidding? That really did excite me when I first heard it. I was like, wait, we are? Yes. And I was happy, I was excited, but then I felt affirmed in my beliefs about what I see our staff doing to make that happen.
For me, it's a reward, like a plaque that's behind me. But my reward is the students and the staff, because when we go out for a wellness walk, that's my reward.
All right. So what you just heard in that video really highlights how different schools approach health and well-being in different ways, and that's exactly how America's Healthiest Schools is designed. We're not watching again. There we go. So the application recognizes that there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach, which is why schools can really apply in up to 9 different topic areas. These topic areas allow schools to focus on what really best reflects their current work and their priorities. So you can see the topic areas on the screen here, things like supporting school health services, improving nutrition and food access, strengthening social emotional health and learning. Again, focusing on the areas where you're making the most impact and probably have the most information to share. So whether your school excels in physical activity, emotional health, staff well-being, there's a category here for you. Again, schools may apply for as little as 1 topic area or up to all 9 topic areas. If you do achieve recognition in all 9 topic areas, you'll be designated as an all-star awardee. But to be clear, applying for just 1 topic is very impactful and should also be celebrated. So each topic has between 3 and 4 criteria within, and you'll be required to share how you're implementing those policies and practices within that specific topic area and criteria. So I want to briefly walk you through what the application looks like, just so that when we get there, there's no surprises. You kind of have a little bit of an understanding. So first, what you'll do, you'll enter some basic school information, contact information. This just helps us identify your school and let us know who to follow up with if we have any questions with your application. Next, you're going to select the topic areas that you want to apply for. So again, you can choose from anywhere from 1 to 9 topics. And if this is your first year applying, just starting with 1, maybe 2, that's amazing. That's great. No need to go beyond that. And then for each criteria, you'll use a checkbox to indicate whether or not you meet that. So when you check that box, you'll be asked to then provide evidence. This could be a short explanation, some kind of file upload, a photo upload, or just completing a simple checklist underneath. You're not expected to write any kind of long narratives. I tell people, please don't write a long narrative because it's humans that are reviewing this as well. So as long as you hit the mark with explaining how you are meeting this certain criteria, that's good. Short and sweet is always good. One thing to know also is that the application automatically saves as you're going through it. There's no need to save each section. You could always go in and start it and then come back to it later. And then you'll only click submit when you're completely finished with the entire application and ready for final review. Until then, again, you can come back into it, make edits, and build up your application over time. All right. So right now, if you didn't have a chance yet, if you do not have an account yet, I do want to give a few minutes right now for everyone to pull up a web browser and jump on and create a free account for the Healthier Generation Action Center. And Karen shared the link in the chat box. If you click there, the steps, filling in the form with your name, email, password, pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to stop talking for a few minutes and let folks get in there. If you could put in the chat box, once you have an account and you are logged in, please put some kind of emoji or woohoo in the chat box so that I know you are good to go. And I'll just stand by here and help with tech as we all get set up with accounts. And I'm actually also going to share my screen and I can kind of show in real time how to do that as well. Okay, let me reshare here.
Emma, Cami had a question in the chat.
Yep. Okay, great question. So let me just do this share real quick. So this is a school application. And now I lost you all. Hold on. I can't see anyone. I know you're there somewhere. This is a school level application. So for district staff, we are going to dive a little bit more into the readiness tool. I still encourage you to log in with a district account. You'll specify when you create an account that you are with a district, and that will allow you to, there you are. Okay, that will allow you to check in on your school's progress with their applications. You won't be able to actually fill out the application for them, but you'll be able to kind of view what they've put in there. And so we'll talk about in just a few minutes here kind of what your role is as that district staff member and how you can support your schools in applying. Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. Okay. You can see that, right? Good. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to go while we still have folks working on creating an account, I'm going to go into the Action Center here. So this is our homepage, healthiergeneration.org. I'm going to go into the Action Center, and it's going to automatically log me in. I love that. I don't like to have to log into things, but I will log out so I can show you what that screen looks like. So when you were logged out, this is kind of that first screen. If you have an account, you'll be able to sign in here. If you do not, you'll go through and create your Action Center account, go through all the prompts. You'll have to check your email to confirm creating your account. It's going to also ask you to join a specific organization. So if you are at the school level staff, find your school and connect with that. If you are district level, then you can just find the district and connect. So I will still give a couple more minutes here. Again, if you can pop some kind of emoji in the chat once you have created your account, that would be great. Or at least completed the steps, even if you're not logged in yet. And then I will continue on. And please feel free to jump off mute if you're having any confusion. I'm happy to share my screen, navigate around here, and show you how to do it. And I'll just give one more minute and then I'm going to continue, and there will be more time if you need help creating your account. I know sometimes email verification and all of that can take some time. Okay. So what I wanted to do next is just go through my screen here, and I think I can zoom a little bit for you. I just wanted to give you a little tour of what our Action Center looks like. Not everything, there's a lot to it. I encourage you to kind of mess around and explore and see all the different tools and resources. But for the purposes of America's Healthiest Schools, I just wanted to show you how to access everything. So I'm going to go ahead and go into one of my tests. So I'll do my test school. So I am a school staff member, and I'm going to do Fakasha Elementary. Your screen will look a little different. I have access to all these different schools and districts, so I kind of have a list, but this should be your landing page once you log into your account. So I am Fakasha Elementary School, and I would like to find America's Healthiest Schools. This on the left-hand side here is the navigation tool that you're going to find everything you need, from assessments to resources to all of that. And so to get to the application, you're going to see right here, 2026 America's Healthiest Schools Award application. We'll dive in. This is kind of, I talked about those different areas. So your school information, contact information. So you'll go through and enter all of that, and then you'll get into these topic areas. So each topic area you'll have to click, and that'll expand and open that up for you. That's just kind of an example of what that looks like. Once you complete a section, so let me go in here to school information. Once you complete these, this I need to say, please provide your name exactly how it like to appear. So I am, and now I even forgot how to spell Fakasha. Wow. Fakasha Elementary PCS. So just confirming my school name. Is that my address? Yes, it is. So when I close out, you'll see now there is a green check mark. So you want to make sure that you have check marks going down. All these circles are completely filled out. That's how you'll know that in the end you can submit. So that's definitely the first step, is getting your school information, getting your contact information in there. We do ask for your district wellness, whoever is kind of leading district wellness, communications, because following the award, we'll be doing a lot of outreach for just communicating on how to celebrate, how to uplift the award within your district and your school, and then superintendent. Topic areas, as I kind of mentioned, you'll go in and every single question is going to, or every single topic area is going to ask you, do you want to apply for this topic? You have to go in for all 9 topics and say yes or no. So I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do this topic area. That's totally fine. What it's going to do is say, okay, you opted out of that. That's totally fine. Continue on. Go into the next one. Oh, why is it? There we go. Yes. Yes, I want to apply for this. Okay. Then you'll continue on with the criteria. Like I said, it ranges from check boxes to short description. How often does the school wellness team meet? Okay, let me upload a file from my computer of an agenda from one of my wellness meetings. Describe what that was. More check marks. So it's just a combination of those kind of responses. Sometimes it'll be pictures that you're uploading. Sometimes it will be, like I said, agendas, or maybe a policy, maybe a curriculum, depending on what that topic area is. Once you're completed, so I didn't complete this, so what's going to happen is there's not going to be anything right here. When I've completed it, it will give you that green check mark, so you know, okay, that one's done. I don't have to go back to that. Again, going through and saying yes or no for applying for each of these. And then lastly, you can preview and submit. That's just kind of the basics. That's what the application looks like. Again, you could opt out of all of them except for one and just apply for one topic area this year. The other thing I wanted to show you through this navigation is if you don't know what topic areas you want to apply for, which we'll go into in just a moment in our slide deck, there's something called the America's Healthiest Schools Readiness Tool. You can go into this, and these are all of the criteria that are in the application. So you could go through and say, okay, let me look at these criteria. Are we doing this? Are we doing physical health screenings? Are we addressing chronic health conditions? Do we have a referral pathway? If you say yes for all, fully in place for all of these, and maybe even mostly in place, that's a good indicator that your school is eligible to apply. Say you go through the tobacco-free schools. No, we don't have product education. We don't have a policy. We don't have a referral pathway. Then we wouldn't suggest spending time on applying for that. So this is really just meant to be an assessment that you can do this first and say, okay, it looks like I should apply for school health services, staff well-being, and health education. Those are the ones that I feel confident. I feel like we have a lot of evidence to support it. Okay. One other thing to note is that if you've ever taken the Thriving Schools Integrated Assessment, I know I recognize some of the districts on here, so you may have taken this. This assessment speaks directly to that readiness tool. So if you've already answered, say you've already answered all of the staff well-being questions in this assessment, when you go into your readiness tool, it's going to show up that you already answered those questions. So they speak to each other, which is really nice. Unfortunately, not for the application. That's completely separate. Okay. Any questions on navigating? I'm going to jump back into my slide deck and make sure that we're covering all of the things. But please, if you have any questions, come off mute or pop it in the chat box. From current slide. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. No worries. All right, so we're going to jump ahead now. That was just a little preview of how to find everything. We're going to get back when we get into work time, but a couple more things I wanted to highlight before we move forward. So this is kind of what I was speaking to before about district leaders. So if you are a district wellness lead or another district staff member on this call, there are several ways that you can support, even though this is a school level recognition. So districts can support schools by really just helping to elevate this opportunity, encouraging schools to participate, helping them identify which topic areas align with existing district priorities or initiatives. You can also help by connecting schools to existing policies, data, or any kind of documentation that they may need to support their applications. Things like wellness policies, where are those located? What's happening at the district level with staff well-being, that's also happening at the school level, those kind of pieces. Another key support is time. So building in time for your staff to work on the application. If you have school wellness leads at the schools in your district, you could always host some kind of in-person or virtual session where you can get together and all work on the application at the same time. That's really helpful, just creating that space and time for folks to get it done. And then once schools are recognized, districts can really help by celebrating and amplifying that success. So sharing the story, recognizing the staff that were involved, and using that recognition to reinforce your district's commitment to health and well-being. So the tool that I dove into already, America's Healthiest Schools Readiness Tool. Again, we just talked about it, so I won't dive into it, but this is something that we really suggest you use if you're like, I have no clue what topic areas we should apply in because I don't know what the criteria in the application are. I don't know if we meet them. This is definitely a great place to start, but it's not required. If you want to just dive right into the application, that is totally fine. Okay, so we are going to jump into work time. I'm going to ask you now if there's any questions. So this is going to be a good chunk of time, about 15, 20 minutes to work on the application. But I want to be here to answer questions, help you as you're going through it, help you before you get started. So is there any questions right now before I kind of release you to go put your music on and start diving in? Okay. So I was going to put my own music, but with all the tech and all that, I just didn't want to get into the weeds. So I'm going to allow you to put your own music on, pop your headphones on. I'm going to stay here. Just please ask questions if you're getting stuck on anything, but really use this time, even if it's just to fill out the school information and the contact information. That's great. If you just want to use it to do the readiness tool, that's great. But just use this chunk of time to get started. And we'll come back together at 15. We'll say 20 after the hour. Please pop something in the chat box so I know you're ready. A word, an emoji, anything. Thank you. Awesome. Great to hear. So I'd love to hear from anyone. I see one person saying they started the application. Awesome. Anyone else? What did you work on? Did you do the readiness tool or the application? How far did you get? I'd love to just get kind of a pulse check on that. And feel free to come off mute and chat, or you can just chat in the chat box. Either way. Embracing the silence. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Supporting School Health Services. Great. All right, so I'll move forward here. Just wanted to put some kind of tips up here before we wrap up that just hopefully makes the process a little bit smoother. First, don't do this alone. So you can invite multiple team members to support the application. Each school has one application. So you have your own account, but your colleagues at your school can also create an account that's linked to that same school dashboard. So when they log in, they'll see all of the work that you've already done on the application, and they can continue to add to it. So highly recommend making this a group effort. You may be an expert in PE, but you don't have much knowledge around social emotional health and learning or nutrition. So invite those people in to help you work on this application together. Creating a shared folder, that's also really helpful. So something in Google, you could upload pictures to that, agendas, any kind of that evidence that you're needing to upload to this application, just creating that shared folder. I've said this before, but again, if it's your first year applying, just start with one topic area. A lot of schools start there, and then next year, aim for 2 or 3, and then next year, aim for more. There's no reason that you have to complete all 9 topic areas your first year applying. Before you submit, make sure you've opted in or out of every topic area. It won't actually let you submit until you do this. So if you're running into errors on submitting, it's most likely because you didn't complete one of those sections. And then remember that you should only click submit once your entire application is fully complete. It's really hard for us to return the application back if it's already been submitted. And everything saves as you go. So if you started it today and you log out completely, close down your computer, shut everything down, log in tomorrow, everything you worked on will be there. It automatically saves for you. Okay. And then I'm going to leave, this is my final slide here. So applications are due April 16th. You still have plenty of time to work on it. If questions do come up, connect with either your district lead for some guidance if you're unsure about some of the responses to the questions in the application. And also feel free to reach out to our Healthier Generation team. We have a phone number, an email, chat features. You can reach out to me directly. Any way that we can help you get through this application and just get recognized for the really, really great work that you're doing to support students, staff, families, and really your whole community. So that is what I'll leave you with. And thank you all so much for joining today. I'm excited to start seeing some applications come in. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if you need help.
Thank you so much, Emma. We do appreciate you taking the time to kind of walk us through this application. Again, if there are any questions, any concerns, any needs, please feel free to also reach out to us here at SBCSS. Karen and I are here to support as much as possible. We have had quite a few of our districts who have applied for this award in several categories and have been awarded in this last past year. And so we're hoping that we can continue the good work that we're doing in this county and support you as you really dive into this wellness work at your school sites. So thank you all so much and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.